Hi, my name's Matt and I'd like to welcome you to this Zinniac video on artificial intelligence. This is part of our ITIL 4 Create, Deliver and Support course. Artificial intelligence or cognitive technology is increasingly used across service management to improve more automation, enhance the service experience, and in supporting domains such as DevOps. It's become more accessible with the provision of public cloud services. Improving accessibility through on-demand services via simple API calls with a comparative to doing it yourself low cost. However, there is a lot of hype and misapprehension around artificial intelligence. So we do need to have a clear understanding of business goals, desired outcomes, key components, capabilities, and constraints. Architectural considerations. Service management tool, artificial intelligence driven features. Conversational tools for end users and support agents. Automated classification or routing. Language tools such as translation and sentiment analysis. If designed and configured specifically for service management, we can gain more immediate value. So that's rather than just having a generic artificial intelligence solution, which we might have to spend quite a lot of time and effort configuring to our needs. There are specific service management solutions. Often the big service management tools include now some artificial intelligence options or features, and they can give us more immediate value because they're in our domain, they're specifically focused on what we're doing. An on-site artificial intelligence implementation may have advantages over a cloud-based implementation. Particularly, it might be more economical at scale over time. So if we're not really sure, if we're maybe starting out, we're dipping our toe in the water of artificial intelligence, then a cloud-based solution can be great. It's easily accessible. Username, password, credit card details maybe, and we're there, we're off and we're going. But if we want to scale, if we've got lots of data to analyze, it may over time actually be more cost effective to have our own hardware and our own technical solution. But obviously that's something to look at, the economics of it. Consider portability and the risk of vendor lock-in. Yeah, so because it's new, and whenever there's a new technology, vendors tend to be very proprietary. There maybe aren't the standards there are in other areas, so there may be a greater risk of vendor lock-in. So do consider that when you're picking your solution. Applications and value. Process and decision automation. The use of artificial intelligence to determine the appropriate process branch to follow based on analysis of the known facts. So certainly one area where they're using this already is in medicine. So that, they ask you a question about your symptoms, if there's something wrong with you, and based on your answer, they branch to the next question and the next question, and then to the diagnosis. And obviously that's very synonymous with what we do in IT in terms of addressing incidents and issues for customers and asking certain questions to get to the root cause. Natural language processing, so interpretation of unstructured text for purposes such as translation, summarization, or sentiment analysis. Again, that can be useful whether it's verbal, so you may have a smart speaker that's doing that, whether it's Alexa or Siri or Hey Google or something else, but they're doing that natural language processing, or chatbots obviously do it as well, where they're interacting with human beings. Conversational interfaces enabling customers or service agents to interact with the service management tooling using normal written or spoken language, a common example being chatbots for automated self-service. And in high velocity IT, we talk about using chatbots within DevSecOps as well in order to improve and speed service delivery. So where service agents, where the service provider can basically talk to the machines and get in, and the machines join in like another human providing information. That's quite an interesting area where it's being used. Predictive analysis, projection of the future state of a metric or situation, enabling proactive decision making. A very simple example of that is my electric car, which predicts how many miles there are to go based on the current battery charge and when I should recharge it. Again, there's many areas where you can apply that in IT service. Discovery, identification of useful insights from large collections of information such as log files, knowledge bases, or previously recorded tickets. We're now going to look at the growth of artificial intelligence ops or AI ops. It combines big data, analytics, and machine learning into IT operations. It's used to identify patterns and detect abnormalities, identify and resolve high severity incidents faster, detect potential problems before they happen. That's obviously the preference, proactive problem management rather than reactive problem management, and to automate routine tasks. It helps address the increased rate of infrastructure change. So this is based on basically software-defined infrastructure. So if we've got software-defined infrastructure, the great benefit is that we can change it quickly. So rather than if we've got hardware infrastructure and we want to change the hardware, add more memory or more storage space or whatever it is, and we've got to physically change the hardware, that's quite difficult. It's going to take a long time. If it's software-defined infrastructure, it's just add double the amount of memory and it's done with a click of a mouse. That's really quick, but that means we've got an increased rate of change, increased complexity. So the artificial intelligence ops is trying to address that. It's trying to help manage that speed of infrastructure change. It can collect observational event data and customer engagement data. So observational event data from the infrastructure, it's kind of incident and event, incident, problem data, customer engagement data, service requests, and so on, that interaction with the customer. Draws insights by applying cognitive or algorithmic processing to the data. And I did work on a system that did this a few years ago, where we were looking at a data stream. So it was a system that produced a lot of data. It was stock market data. And the system basically looked at that data for errors. So it used a large amount of historical data to determine whether the current data was correct or not. So in very simple terms, if a stock was trading at, say, 95 and it went 95, 96, 95, 96, 95, 94, 96, 94, then it can say, that looks okay. If it suddenly went to 95, 100, 110, it might go, that's a bit dodgy. But over time, it gained greater insight, and it could say, okay, it has jumped quite a lot, but the stock market right now is quite volatile, so it looks like that's probably okay. Or no, the rest of the stock market's really quite stable, and there doesn't seem to be an explanation as to why it would change. One stock would change by so much, so maybe it is a bit dodgy. Drives common outputs such as issue detection and prediction, helping the service organisation to respond more quickly to incidents. Proactive system maintenance and tuning, reducing human effort and potential errors. So I guess it's that proactive, predictive side. Threshold analysis, relatively straightforward, enabling a more accurate picture of the normal range of operation of the system and where we should set the threshold. So not just saying we're approaching the threshold or we've gone beyond the threshold, but what the threshold should be. So rather than having a human set the threshold, possibly arbitrarily, or kind of, well, we'll have it 10% from the maximum or whatever, it can actually work out where that threshold should be set. Artificial intelligence ops, beyond IT operation, provides business managers with real-time insights of the impact of IT on the business. So again, that's really the expansion of digital into the business. So rather than having IT and the business as separate things, we've integrated them into a digital business, and of course, therefore, the business is going to want to use IT. The business is going to want to use artificial intelligence ops as well. I hope you have enjoyed this video on artificial intelligence. Please join me for the next one on machine learning. Until you see me again, have a great day.